Happy Thursday, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. At this point, you should have already finished watching the YouTube video and taking notes. Today, we're going to be talking about the endocrine system. It's not called the endocrine, it's called the endocrine system. And this system controls the functions of the body and helps maintain homeostasis by using hormones. So, right now, at this point, I would like you to get out your human body system, your HBS, if you haven't already. And you are going to continue taking notes on the left-hand side of the endocrine system diagram, which would be on the right side. So these notes are going to be kind of long because we're going to be talking about very specific hormones that are released from six main glands in the endocrine system. So make sure you make your notes pretty small just to make sure that you can fit all that you need to on your notes page. So let's talk about the endocrine system. So as you can see from this diagram, there are several glands that are involved in this system. Today, we're going to be talking about six main glands. Like I said earlier, the endocrine system basically keeps the body where it needs to be temperature-wise, hormone-wise. It helps your body grow. I want you to think of it similarly to a thermostat. A thermostat regulates the environment of your house, and in my case, my apartment, just like the endocrine system maintains homeostasis, or the environment of your body going on inside of your body. And so the endocrine system does this by using hormones. So again, we're going to be talking about six main glands that make up the endocrine, and that should say system right there. So let's go ahead and get started. So here are the six main glands that we're going to be talking about. Like I said earlier, there are more than six, but for the sake of 7th grade life science, we will be talking about six main ones. So here we have the pituitary gland. This word is sometimes pronunciated a little bit differently. I learned it pituitary. So the pituitary gland is right up here. It is in your brain and it's teeny, teeny, tiny. Then we have our thyroid gland that is located in your throat around your esophagus. Our windpipe, which is our trachea. We have our pancreas, which is located in our midsection, it's right behind the stomach, in between the stomach and the kidneys, like you can see here. Then we have our adrenal glands. We have two adrenal glands. We have one on top of each kidney. Okay, so these are little glands right on top of the kidney. Then in males, there are testes located here. And then in females, we have ovaries. Now, obviously, this picture is neither a male nor female. This is a diagram just showing all of the different glands in the system. So here are the six main ones that we're going to be talking about today. So the first one we're going to talk about, before we do that, forgot to talk about hormones. So glands produce hormones. That's their whole goal. So these six glands, their whole purpose is to produce hormones. And hormones are just a chemical. And what they do is hormones carry messages from cell to cell. So kind of like the nervous system sends electrical messages from the brain to the body and the body to the brain, hormones carry chemical messages. So these are actual chemicals. They are not electrical signals or messages like the nervous system, but they carry chemical messages from cell to cell. So chemical messengers are made in one cell, and they deliver a message to cause a change in another cell. So that's a whole goal of hormones. They are sent by those different glands, these six different glands. They are sent by one of those glands to a different cell or tissue to change something. Just like a thermostat, if you were to change a button and make it warmer or colder, it would change the environment of your home. This does the same thing. Hormones change the environment, or they tell a cell or a tissue to change something to help regulate the body back to where it needs to be. So it's kind of like a key. Think of hormones as a key. They're made to lock or unlock a door, and no key can open all doors. So no hormone will act on every single cell. Specific hormones are sent to specific places to change things, and we call these target cells. So wherever the change needs to happen in a cell or tissue, that's called our target cells. And we know that groups of cells make up a tissue. So let's say a change needs to happen in your thyroid. Okay, we're going to have different hormones are going to be sent to the thyroid with a message of what needs to be changed for the sake of the body. And so some hormones start body processes while others switch them off. So again, hormones are like a key. They only are sent to specific places called target cells. And they tell those cells what to do, whether they should start producing something or if they should stop producing something, something of that sort. So let's go ahead and talk about our first gland, which is called our pituitary gland. So this gland is located in the brain. You can see it right here. It is absolutely teeny tiny, and it secretes hormones that affect other glands. So this is almost kind of like the boss gland. It tells other glands what they need to do, similar to our brain. Our brain tells our body what they need to do, similarly to our pituitary gland telling other glands what to do. And so the hormones that are released are growth hormones, trophic hormones, and vasopressin hormones. And these three hormones all stimulate growth throughout one's life and sexual development. So that is the pituitary gland. The next gland we're going to be talking about is the thyroid gland. So as you can see in this picture, it is located around your trachea. This is your windpipe or your trachea, and your thyroid surrounds your trachea. So it's located in the windpipe, also known as the trachea, and this gland produces thyroxine. So what this hormone does is it regulates the metabolism of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates to provide the best balance for growth. And what the thyroid hormones do, thyroxine, it controls a lot of activities in your body, how fast you burn calories, how fast your heart rate beats, and your metabolism. So I personally have someone in my life, my aunt. My mom has a twin sister, and she has a thyroid issue where her thyroid doesn't regulate her body very well in terms of how fast she burns calories. So she's actually a personal trainer, and she's struggled a little bit with weight because even though she works out all the time and she eats healthy all the time, it's very difficult for her body to lose weight because her thyroid doesn't act the way it's supposed to. So she can't burn calories as fast as most people. So that's an example of what the thyroid does, is it regulates different activities in your body, specifically metabolism. The third gland we're going to talk about is the pancreas. So the pancreas is located, so you can see here's the liver. The stomach is kind of behind there. We have the spleen, we have our small intestines, and then we have our large intestine. But it is located just below the stomach, and it produces two specific hormones. It produces insulin and glucagon. So these two hormones help increase or decrease blood sugar in a person's body. And so a lack of insulin hormone in the body produces diabetes. So if someone is not able to produce enough insulin, this can lead to a person having diabetes. So speaking of which, diabetes is a group of diseases. Diabetes refers to a group of diseases that affect how your body uses blood sugar. So blood sugar is also called glucose. And what glucose does, it's an important source of energy for the cells in your muscles, brain, and other tissues. And sometimes your body doesn't produce enough, and sometimes your body produces too much. And so some people have to have insulin pumps, and this allows them to regulate their body's insulin levels. With diabetes, there's too much blood glucose, which leads to serious health problems, and diet and exercise definitely do prevent that. On to the fourth one, we have the adrenal gland. So this gland, as you can see in these pictures, it is a gland right on top of the kidneys. And so we have two adrenal glands, just like we have two kidneys. They're on top of each kidney. And what this does is this gland produces the hormone of adrenaline. This hormone regulates heart rate, breathing rate, and blood pressure. So if you think about if you are on a roller coaster, and your body will start to produce a lot of adrenaline, and so you can tell your heart rate speeds up. Your blood pressure gets up, and you also start breathing faster. Or if you are about to present in front of your entire class on something, you'll notice your heart rate goes up and you're breathing really fast. And that's all due to adrenaline being produced in the adrenal glands. You might have heard the term fight or flight. This gland is kind of in charge of how you react to some scary situations in your life. So it's basically in a fight or flight response. Let's say someone comes up behind you and tries to steal your bag. Your body will produce a large amount of this hormone almost immediately right into your bloodstream, and it will allow you to either fight the person or to run away or flight. So that is the adrenal gland. Next, we have the testes gland. So this gland is only found in males, and it's located in the lower abdomen. And what this gland does is it produces the hormone testosterone. And what testosterone does is it regulates male functions in the male body. The last gland we are going to be talking about today are the ovaries. So this gland is located in the lower abdomen of women, of females, and this gland produces the hormone estrogen, and this hormone regulates female functions. So that is the endocrine system. It is all about regulating the body and telling the body what to do to maintain homeostasis. And homeostasis is the ideal place for your body to be, where everything is kind of in balance and everything is where it needs to be. So thanks for watching.